Welcome back to Entrepreneur School in the AI era. I have another fantastic guest today, Dr. Destini Copp. She is a digital product strategist, an MBA professor, like side gig of the year, and host of the Creators MBA show. Destini, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited for this conversation.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be here and can't wait to jump into this with you.
So we're going to talk about AI because that's what we do on the show. And I love unpacking people's different use cases and things that you have found to be really helpful as you're growing your business and adapting your business essentially in this world where AI is everywhere and there's nothing else to talk about, didn't you know? Um, and so for you, you wanted to share what you're doing with respect to collaborations. So like, let's give everyone a little bit of a baseline first around if you're hosting a collaboration, what does that typically look like?
Yes, so, and I'll kind of break it down. I do a lot of events. A lot of events. So in HobbyScool, we do that. Basically, that business model is online learning virtual summits in all types of hobby type things. So we do one of those every single month. And
Oh my
then
gosh.
in my personal brand, I do a very similar type business model, but I mix it up a little bit. Sometimes we do summits, sometimes we might do like panelists for 1 month. That's what we're doing in August. Another month we might do like a PDF collaboration guide with Get It Done Week. So I do a bunch of different things. So I'm constantly doing collaborations, promoting other people. And also, I do have some offers where I bring in like affiliates and they promote that offer to their audience. So, kind of a one off type thing. It may or may not be part of these collaboration events, but that's generally my business model. So, I'm constantly doing collaborations.
Yes. So I hosted a bundle. I hosted two bundles last year because after you do one, you're like, well, I better do another one because that was so much work. I got
Yeah.
to rinse and repeat this. But the idea is you get like, in that case, it was somewhere between 30 and 40. Actually, I had like a crazy amount, like almost 60 people, I think,
Oh, wow.
contribute to the second one. And so that's a lot of people to organize and to get on track with sharing the thing because that's kind of the concept of how this works. And just for listeners, Destiny and I met in a collaboration group called the Mixer Mind, hosted by Linda Sidhu. And essentially, this is where we all come to help each other out and build each other's businesses up by doing events and things like this. So, what are you using AI for, and how has this shifted as you've been doing these events over and over again and supporting your collaborators?
Yeah, so we use AI basically in everything that we're doing. So I can give you some like use cases specifically for the event, but one of the things that I wanted to mention today because this has been such an aha for me. And honestly, when I implemented this in my business and handed it to some of my collaborators, it really I could see the uplift from it. So I want to make sure that I cover this particular use case. And I don't, I'll kind of give you a little bit of history here. So I'm an affiliate for Leaf Pages. Leaf Pages recently launched a new tool they call HTML Pub. So it's basically an HTML builder. You just upload your Claude code that, or whatever, your AI code for a landing page into this HTML Pub, and it goes ahead and it publishes your page. Well, I was talking to their affiliate manager, and she built me out an affiliate page and loaded it to their system and basically had all of my copy in there for my affiliate for promoting theirs, and I had my coupon codes and everything. I'm like, this is really cool. I think I can take this and give it to my collaborators, my affiliate partners, and personalize it for them. So basically, what I did was I started with one of my most popular offers, which is the Newsletter Profit Club. I have that in my personal brand, and it's been an offer that's really taken off, and a lot of affiliates like to promote it because it's an easy yes for their people. So basically what I did, I built personalized affiliate pages for some select affiliates that I knew that would be really, their audience would be really good to promote this offer. And so I built it. I built it in Claude. I basically said, I want you to build a personalized affiliate page for this person. And a lot of these people I had relationships with. So I had been on their email list in the past. And I told Claude, I said, go to my Gmail account where I have saved some of their emails, or just pull emails from my Gmail account, get a sense from there of what their brand tone is, their voice, if you would. Go to their website, pull it from there, create personalized copy, put it on this page, and just basically make this page very personalized for them. And also on this page, we linked to a resource drive on Google Drive that had all the images there. Also on this page, I included some newsletter inserts, some PS. And then what I did, I took that page and I basically sent an email out to the affiliates that I thought would be really, really good, options to promote this particular offer. And I said, I basically contacted them and said, I think, your audience would be really interested in this. I have a special coupon code for you. I made you this personalized affiliate page. And a lot of these affiliates were already in my system. So I had already had their affiliate link out on this page, and people were getting this. They're like, this is awesome. This makes it so easy for me to promote. And they took that information and just kind of flipped it to the audience and started promoting it. And I immediately saw an uptick in affiliate sales from doing that one thing.
Okay, I love this so much. And there's like two wins here that you have. One is, first of all, you made it customized to the person. So you went to the effort of like, instead of being like, here's the templated, so this would be like the old way of doing this, pre-AI, or not even necessarily. For some people, it's still like this. It's like, here is a templated email. It hits all the high points about what this offer is that you're promoting, and, make it your own voice. Like, go ahead, take it and do what you want with it. Sure, but that takes an effort on the collaborator's side, right? And then the other thing that you did that was a win about this is that this is actually making it a yes for them to actually share. So you're like, hey, I would love for you to be an affiliate for me, or you already are an affiliate for me. Here's an offer I think is going to land with your audience right now. And here's like literally the easy button package for you to go ahead and send that out, like squeeze it into your promotion calendar. So like a double win.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I had some affiliates who took even just like the newsletter insert or the PS from that particular page I'd created for them, and just stuck it in like a newsletter that they were already sending out. And they were getting like 5 and 6 sales just from sending out that PS or that newsletter insert. It was crazy. They're like, Destiny, this is the easiest thing I've ever promoted. And I think it really was because I had Claude, and I was using Claude for this, but obviously you can use any AI that you wanted to, but I had Claude go in and really search their website, search the emails that they had sent out, and really customize it for them. And they just basically copied and pasted and put it in there, and they were good to go.
Yeah, this is great. I really like when people can showcase examples of AI use that are in fact extra human, right? So what you've done here is you used AI to make what would have been a heavy lift for you easier, and you got the added bonus of the personalization, which I'm sure contributed to why people said yes and why people actually promoted for you. How did you used to do it before?
Well, similar to probably what everybody else does. And obviously, I have, with AI, I've done, the custom GPTs, right? Put all of this in your custom GPT and upload your brand voice and get, customized swipe copy, which is fun. You can definitely still do that. But that's basically what I was doing. We have
Mm-hmm.
like a Google Drive where we have the swipe copy, the email copy, the social media copy, all the images there. And, that still works. And we certainly do a lot of that for these big events that we're doing kind of every single month. But this just made it a little bit more kind of personalized, and it made that outreach to that particular individual easier for me, right? It wasn't, I have this offer, I'd love for you to promote. That's typically a hard no for most people, right? But with this, it was just, they're like looking at it and they're like, oh my goodness, she really, went to the trouble to really customize all of this for me. And they look at it and like, I really think I can sell this. And, a lot of them just started out with an easy newsletter insert or a PS. And once they started getting some, traction there, like this thing really sells, right? My audience is interested in this.
Okay, I was gonna say I actually did that for my bundles. I made a custom GPT that knew everything about the event and then instructed people to like add a brand document or a couple
Mm-hmm.
of examples or whatnot. And you could do a Claude skill, I guess, the same way that would then interact with people's Claude. But the purpose of this is like people feel special because you have taken extra effort. So I also am just loving that this is like an AI thing that isn't necessarily just about speed and volume, right? It's about customization.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is, I have these landing pages. So I created a very specific landing page for them, and I just uploaded into my Lead Pages account, and it's there forever. And this, I'll give you some more examples. This particular offer, we are having a price increase that's going to be coming up next week for it. So I'm just going to have Claude go in, and with the connector, the MCP connector that we have, I'm just going to have Claude go in and update all of those affiliate pages. So it's going to do it for me, and I'm not going to have to go in and do each one individually. Because somebody listening to this might be thinking, Destiny, that sounds great, but that sounds like a lot to keep up with, right? When you have all of those individual affiliate speaker pages. But it's really not. I'm just going to have Claude go in and update them for me.
What do you use as affiliate tracking software?
Thrivecart.
Okay, so Kate, tell me how this works. What are all the like nitty-gritty details of what you're pulling from where to put together on this page?
Yeah, so I actually developed a Claude skill. So the first speaker page that I put together, or the affiliate page, I should say, that I put together, took me a little bit of time. But once I got
Mhm.
that one page set up, I told Claude, okay, make me a skill based on what we just did. And for the future ones that I create, just ask me these things, right? Ask me what their affiliate link is. I wish there was a connector into Thrivecart, but there's not. So I actually have to give Claude that information. The other thing I always do is give them a special coupon code. So I have to go create that in Thrivecart. And I just, will have Claude, the skill interview me, and I'll give them that particular skill. But everything else is pretty much done, right? So Claude will go in, it will go into my Gmail account or their website, kind of pull their own brand voice. It will create the HTML. It will take that HTML and upload it to Lead Pages with the connector. The only thing I have to do is go into Lead Pages and basically hit publish. Super simple.
And then you write them an email and say, here's a beautiful package that I made you.
Oh, well, the skill does that for me. So it will go ahead and
Right, of
write the
course it
email for me and
does.
load that into Gmail. So I just got to go in and look at the draft, check, make sure it looks good. and then I just have to hit send.
So this is something you do primarily for your affiliates who are selling paid products for you.
Primarily, yes. It would, with the events we're doing on HobbySchool, I could possibly do something similar, especially for some of my bigger affiliates. So we have affiliates in HobbySchool that will promote our events every single month, and they're big affiliates, right? They might get $2,000 to $5,000, whatever, $2,000 from that promotion, just that one promotion or that one email. I think it would be worth it to me if I ever wanted to do this for some of those bigger type of affiliates, and HobbySchool I certainly could.
When did you start doing this, Destini?
Oh, goodness. It's been in the past 2 months that I implemented this. It's been recently because all of these connectors and everything basically just happened, right? It hasn't been there forever. So it's definitely been recently.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we should nerd out on MCPs after this too. I don't know that that's a podcast conversation. People are going to be like, "What's an MCP?" or whatever. But I was going to say, what are you planning to track? Like, how are you planning to track the effectiveness of this over time?
So that's a good question. I don't know that I probably should be a lot more sophisticated, right, than I am. I haven't really thought about it. I mean, one of my goals in 2026, especially as we move towards the next 2 quarters, is to increase my affiliate program. That's one of the things I'm really going to be working on. And I would say that this is going to be one of my major focus because I definitely saw an uptick in people actually promoting the program when I implemented this. So I'm going to continue to do it. I'm going to roll it out for some of my other offers. I just started with this one because I knew it was an easy yes for folks. And I have some other offers that I want to kind of roll into this also, but it's, the effectiveness, how I'm going to track it, it'll just be, I think, looking at my affiliate income that's coming in, and I can track that in ThriveCart.
Yeah. I'm just the worst at tracking everything. And I've tried to make a part of my process whenever I build something to be like, how are we going to make sure we're keeping track of what's happening here? I don't think I understood what it meant to be a data-driven entrepreneur until the last 6 months probably. So there's a confession.
Well, it's not one of my strengths either, so I'll join you there.
So, has this inspired you to look at other ways of supporting your collaborators in all of the events? I know I'm in one of your events coming up in September, so I guess we'll find out firsthand how you're building out your packages. So how does this differ when you're doing free promotional things? What do you do and how do you use AI for that?
Yeah, so for all of our events, we will have a funnel associated with the free event. And all of my offers are tied into that. So any affiliate or any speaker or contributor that promotes or brings in that person to that free event, they're basically tagged, if you would, in our system. So we, put a lot of emphasis in terms of, making sure that not only from a perspective of they're getting leads, because that's one of the main reasons why they're participating in our events, right? They want to build their own email list. They want to build their own audience. I also want them to get compensated for that effort. So it's kind of that two-pronged kind of goal there, if you would. So in terms of what we're putting together, in terms of the packaging, I'm going to have to think about that a little bit. I would love to incorporate more of these kind of personalized contributor speaker type pages for all of the people that are coming in from our events. I haven't gotten there quite yet, but that's definitely something I think we can do with these MCP connectors. I think it's doable.
Yeah, I'm such a problem solver. I'm like, ooh, how do we nerd out and build this for you? Like, does HoneyBook have I know your forms were in HoneyBook. Did they have an MCP?
They do not. So it would probably
Then I could
be
switch that.
something that we would have to either kick off in a Zap. I'm kind of like thinking through this or something like that. But I think it might be doable.
Or you have to switch your form collector to a Google or a Airtable base or something like that. 'Cause then things can happen and then they can all. I
Yeah.
feel like I don't need Zapier anymore because I just have Claude skills that do things when things happen instead. Or like I have to trigger them, but it's like a daily run kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we use HoneyBook. It's definitely been working for us. I mean, we have a lot of volume coming through there. We have in the hobby school, we have at least around 30 speakers every single month that come through that, and then I have that for my personal brand too. So I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I haven't gotten that far yet.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, the idea of changing your tech stack once you've got something that works, that's a whole like brain
Yeah.
twist for sure. Well, do you have any other like bonus fun things that you're doing with AI right now, whether or not it's related to the conversation that we've been having? Because I just feel like you're like on the cutting edge of exploring and learning and you teach some of this now as well.
I mean, I can tell you this. We are using AI. I'm personally using it, I would say at least 10 hours a day. I mean, a lot. We are using it day
Oh
in
my
and day
gosh.
out. Um, in terms of some of the biggest wins I have had lately, I think with AI has a lot to do with these connectors. So, we're using, for both of my businesses, we have two Kit accounts. So we're using, between Claude and Kit, we have the skills in Claude that generate all the emails for our events. It automatically will upload them either into a sequence or a broadcast. The only thing we have to do is just go in there. Everything's done. The A/B subject testing is set up for us. The tags, the segments that the email's going out to is already set up for us. The only thing we got to go in is, the human kind of check, make sure it's correct, and hit schedule. So that has been, Kelly, such a huge time saver for us. So these MCP
Hmm.
connectors has been good. The other thing we do is have Claude basically go in and kind of do all of our summit pages. So like in Hobby School, we do a speaker page for all of the different speakers. The skill does everything for us. It will set it up so that the video will go live at a certain time, and then when that day is over, it'll make it go, basically take it down. We have Mediavine, which is like an ad revenue, right, on all of our speaker pages and summit pages. It does all the content hints for all of that. We don't have to do any of that. The only thing we have to do is just take that HTML and upload it to the website, check it, make sure it's okay. I mean, stuff like this would have taken us weeks in the past. This is how
I was
we're able to do what we're able to do now.
Oh, I was gonna say, I can't imagine. You just said that you're using AI 10 hours a day. Like already. What? Oh, so what has that done to your productivity in terms of like multiplied?
I honestly, I don't know how we used to do what we did when, and quite frankly, I would say where I have seen the biggest lift, honestly, has been in our revenue. Like our revenue, like in Hobby School, is going to more than double in 2026. And I do believe that a lot of that has to do with what we are able to get done with AI.
Okay, so can you just like provide some context into what your business looks like? Like we've referenced having two businesses. Do you have a team? Like what's the structure just so people understand?
Yeah. So I do have a team. I have a full time VA that helps me. I have two part time people. One of them, he helps me find speakers and contributors for our events. That's all he does, and he works part time, either 4 to 6 hours a day. I have somebody else who helps us with like our customer support type things. And she might work part time to full time, kind of depending on whether we're in like a summit week. If we're in a summit week where we're getting more customer support type tickets coming in, she will work full time there. So it's basically me, but I'm not working full time in these businesses because I have a full time MBA. I'm a full time professor still. I do that also. So
What?
yes, yes. So I do have a full time job. I'm a full
I
time
have a
university
full-time
professor.
job and
Yeah.
two businesses and 10 hours a day of AI.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's why I'm using AI a lot. So anyway, so I have a full-time VA and then two part-time people that help us. Now in Hobby School, our business model, like I mentioned, was we do these online learning virtual summits in all types of hobby type things. Like our event in August is called Back to Creativity, and we have a bunch of hobby type stuff: quilting, sewing, pottery, all that type of stuff that we're doing. And we do these events once a month. So generally they're 3 days long. And most of the time is spent with us marketing that particular event. And we generally, in terms of revenue, get anywhere from like 30 to 40. Some of our bigger events in like the fall, there's two big events I have coming up this year. I probably will get around 50,000 for those events. So generally, they're going to run anywhere from 30 to 50,000. Kind of give you an idea of revenue there.
Wow, that's amazing.
So the business model there is you have the free event, and then you have the funnel that's on the back end of that. So the funnel that we run is a VIP pass would be the tripwire. When people go to check out, we'll also have like an order bump there, and then we would have two more upsells and one downsell. So the upsell is generally going to be maybe a bundle of the workshops from last year's event if we ran that event last year. So we'll do that as the first upsell. The next upsell after that will be our annual, basically our annual option for our membership, which is the Craft and Create Club. If people say no to that, then we have a downsell, which is the monthly. And that's generally kind of the customer journey model that we take them on there.
Okay. You know what? I've never actually talked to anyone about digital product business model on this show before. So I'm interested to just break that down just a little bit more. Like I'm following you, but just for our listeners to be like, so this is all low ticket stuff that you're stacking together to create a number of sales that essentially gets you between $30,000 to $50,000 from hosting one free event.
That is correct. That is correct. So how we have this priced out, or kind of where I've landed with everything, because I've done a lot of testing here, the tripwire for kind of they sign up for the free event. The next page is what we call the tripwire offer, which is the lowest price that they'll ever see on that VIP pass. So the VIP,
So that gets them
yeah. So the
everything.
VIP pass will be lifetime access to the workshops for that event, and then we have the speaker bonuses in there, and that's $37. After that timer, it'll go up to $47. So we sell a lot of $37, but we also sell a lot of $47 ones. When they click the button to purchase and they go to the checkout, so the checkout is in Thrivecart, there's also an order bump there. Generally, the order bumps are going to be priced anywhere from like $7 to $9, so super cheap. And then when they put in their name, email, the credit card information, they click to purchase, then we'll have some additional upsells that I told you about. The first upsell is $27 generally. The next upsell is $70 for the annual price on the Craft and Create Club. I had to think there for a second. And then the down sale for that is the monthly, which is $7 a month. So all very, very low cost offers.
Wow. This is fascinating. I love when this works for people. I feel like I've tried to make this work for me and it's just I've never had the right thing. But how long have you been running HobbyScool?
Oh, goodness gracious. I'm trying to think of the timing here. So 2023, I think, is really when we started ramping up with these events. I'd have to go back and kind of look at my timeline there. But yes, generally, last year we did, I think, 6 events. This year we're doing 1 every single month.
Holy moly. Wow. Good for you. Well, once you've got like the system and you can rinse and repeat it, now you have all the templates and the structure and you know what works, and now it's just volume, right?
Yes.
So it does make sense, like, to connect the dots between the beginning of this conversation, affiliates. That's who's helping you build up all of these programs and offers.
Yeah. So in HobbyScool, we have generally, I would say, around 300 affiliates in that particular business.
Holy, wow. Wow. Well, Destiny knows everybody. So you're a good person to know. That's amazing. Okay. Well, as we're starting to wrap up, Destiny, I want to just ask you, so you're clearly like very on board the AI train. Is there anything that you don't use AI for? Like, where is your, I won't do that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, because I'm very, very pro AI. I would say the one area that we don't use AI for, and this would be like actual reaching out to contributors and potential speakers. So as I mentioned, I have a human that actually does that for us. So in humans, I should say, because sometimes my other team members might jump in there too. So we might have AI go out and do a little research, maybe look at YouTube or Instagram or websites and come back with some suggestions. But I have found that it really does take a human to kind of review that information, but absolutely you need a human to actually go in, look at write the emails, reach out to that person, maybe reach out to them via a DM on Instagram or DM on LinkedIn or wherever they're kind of hanging out. That is something we absolutely use, keep the humans involved in that. I think that's very important, at least to me.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love all of the human touch points, though, that you mentioned as well. Even throughout your use of AI, there still allows you to ensure that personalization and like last set of eyeballs on
Yeah.
any email that goes out, and like also amen for the Kit MCP, because the copy and pasting of emails and then formatting them inside of a broadcast was just killing me for so long. Like, if I could even just have all the emails there with the subjects and everything and something in the body, like that saved so much time when you're building out a whole new funnel or whatever from scratch, right?
Yeah, I think I'm getting really lazy. If you want my honest opinion, I'm like, sometimes AI will be like, you just need to go and like copy and paste this to put in the kit. I'm like,
No, I don't.
that's your job.
You
That's not
can
my
do
job.
I will not. Totally, I feel you. It has actually that's actually a really good last question for me to ask you. How do I frame this? How has the way you worked changed, or the way you approach work changed, now that you are really truly an AI forward business owner?
How has it changed? So here's what I always tell my team, and I try to do this myself too. as we're going through our workday and working on different things, we always need to be thinking about how can AI help us with this? What can we do to get that 1% better today, right? The one little percent. And I think if we constantly think about that as we are working on things, and I'll give you an example from something I was working on yesterday. So we had already had our next event in HobbyScool, like I said, is the Back to Creativity Summit. We didn't have our content hints in there. And anybody who's worked with like Mediavine, you understand what I'm talking about for the speaker pages. So I needed to go in, or we needed to go in and add those in there so we could have ads delivered on those pages. And I was going back and forth with Mediavine, and they're like, okay, you just need to, add the content hints in there. So I was thinking about it. That's going to be a lot of work for us to do that. And I'm like, I told Claude to go do it. And Claude's like, well, you can just go add these snippets to all the pages. And I'm like, you need to do it. And all those pages are actually built in Squarespace. And it kept giving me pushback. And I'm like, just use the Google Chrome, right? And go do it for me. And so it was like, oh, okay, I'll go do it. So, I was just like, always thinking about, what can I do to save time and have the AI do that kind of stuff for me? So that's kind of my mindset shift is I think there's a lot of things out there that we spend our time doing that we actually probably could get AI to do that. I'm like, I don't need to be doing that. Why should I be doing that when the AI can easily do that? And it did. Mm-hmm. No problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like it's a shift from having AI as a secondary where you're like, oh, I should check and see if I missed anything, and doing like kind of the polish. That's where people usually start, is in that kind of zone. Oh yeah, let me ask AI for feedback or to challenge me or any of that. You're thinking about like, how can I get AI involved at the beginning? In fact, how much of this can I delegate so that it's operating like a teammate and bringing you back something for final approval or review.
Exactly. And, I could have easily just like given that to one of my team members or my VA or whatever. And that was like, I don't even want them working on that. Like, I want them focused on more human type stuff. There was no reason why AI couldn't do this for us.
Yeah, especially when you're like, it's a monotonous task that's going to be like copy paste, do this over here. Like anytime something is repetitive or like that, yeah, definitely. What are the opportunities for AI to take the load off of you so you can be more like, how do you feel? Do you feel, I have a theory, and so don't let me put words in your mouth, but like that when you move that work, that type of work and that level of work into AI, you unlock more creativity, more capacity, more strategic thinking for yourself as a business owner, as a creator, and that gives back so much. Like, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I feel like I need to be spending my time, like you mentioned, on more forward thinking type stuff, more strategic type stuff. Like, for instance, I need to be thinking about what events are we going to be doing next year, right? I need to be analyzing and working with AI on what has done well this year, what hasn't done well, and then kind of thinking through, okay, here's what I think will work well next year. So I need to be more strategic, and kind of handing that kind of stuff that I just described to AI allows me to, partner with AI on things that quite frankly will bring in money, which, a lot of things don't. So I need to be focused on that.
Oh, then we could have a whole other podcast about just that. Like, oh, I made this. But should you have?
Yeah.
In fact, like the episode that is going out right before this recording, I think, we had a lot of that, like AI FOMO and just shiny object syndrome, and like the self-fulfilling like feel goodness of I made something and it's fun to like feel productive, but is that actually moving the needle, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I really do, because I have such limited time to focus on these businesses. I really only like to focus on areas where I know I'm going to see an ROI in terms of revenue there.
I love that. Okay, Destiny, tell everybody where they can connect with you. I know you have a school community and lots of exciting things coming up.
Yeah, so the best place to go is my website, which is destinicopp.com. You can go there. You can find the link for the school community. You can find a link to get on my newsletter. I do 4 newsletters a week, and I go into a lot of the topics on how I do make money and, these business models that we've talked about today. So it's very, very interesting.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time, and I'm excited to collaborate with you again soon.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.